Hello friends, welcome to the channel retailconnect.com. In this session, we will discuss the React tutorial, and in React tutorial, we will see the topic how to install the simple project, or you can start with a scaffolding. Okay, so for that, we need to install the React, or we have to create a React application. For that, you need a Node.js. So you can see whatever the things you will require to create a React application. So in your laptop or developer machine, you will need a Node.js installed, and with the Node.js, you will automatically get with npm Node.js package manager, and then after you will require a create React app npm package. Okay, so you will install this with the help of npm, and this will be the command. Okay, so if there is no Node.js on your machine, so first install the Node.js, then you will get automatically npm, then install the create React app, and then use the create React app command to create a new app. So and your app name, let's suppose demo. Okay, so first of all, we will check that whether our system has Node.js or not. So Node.js version we have a Node.js of 16.14.2 version, and if you check with npm, we have 8.5.0 npm. Now what will happen, we have to run the command first, npm install global create React app. Okay, so it will install this package on your machine as global. So -g will be global. Okay, some dependency resource, so run this command. Okay, okay, now what we will do, we will create a simple application. Okay, so npx create React app and the app name demo. So it is creating a new React app in folder. This you can see behind, it is creating this folder which will contain your default application of React. It is installing React DOM, React scripts, and with CRA template. Basically, CRA means create React app. So it basically provides a basic template which will include your React app package, React DOM for DOM manipulation, and React script to run the commands like build, run, debug, test. Okay. So it will take some time. Okay, and if you open this folder, you will see that there are node modules, package.json is there. Okay, and the rest thing is being installed. Okay, so if you, it will take some time. So first of all, we will open this with VS Code, which is will be the our offline IDE. So just right click on this and open with VS Code. Okay, so you can see in this package.json, we have name, demo, version, private, and we have some node modules, the required node modules. Okay. We have to wait for this much time for this progress part so that all the files will be created. Okay. So this is the offline version. If you will go for the stackblitz.com, which is the online version of VS Code. So there you can have to only just click and you will get this basic application ready on this browser on the browser. Okay. Parallelly, I start with the browser as well. So I show you the stackblitz as well. Stackblitz.com. So if you want to start a simple application online, so you can easily start this one. You can easily sign in and you can save your work here if you have signed in. Okay. So you have this much things like React, Next.js is also there, which is the SSR framework of React. Okay. Popular front end, back end. You can choose as well your requirement. So we will go for the React. We will have to just click this. Basic application will be ready. You have two options here: React with JavaScript, React with TypeScript. So according to you, you can choose this. So this is the basic application of React. If you will click on the step, okay. If you will check on this, it is still loading. Okay. So first go with the online version. Okay. So this is the basic React, and this is using the class component. So you can see the class here, and it extends the component which is a part of React. Okay. So earlier in the last session, we have already told that there are two type of components we use in React, that is functional component and class component. Okay. So by default, it sets with class component. Okay. So class is the ES6 feature. App is the name of the class. You can give anything here. Okay. And extends, that means it is inheriting but as a oops concept. Okay. It is inheriting the uh, component class. Okay. And this is the interface for props and states, which we will discuss later. What is state and what is props. Okay. So these are the two parameters which is required for a component. So in class component, you can see this is a constructor. So every class there is a constructor. So constructor has a props. Okay. So whatever the properties you can say will be called as props. We are calling the super constructor. That means the constructor of this component with the parameter as props. So the props will be sent to the component level. Okay. Now this is the state. That means the what will be the state. Okay. What will be the initial data of this component. So that is called the state. So this is the representative of class. This dot state equal to JSON format. You have to write in the JSON format only. Okay. And here we have a parameter name, key value name, which is here React. So the React is printing here. Okay. So you can see here that we are using the render method. Okay, which is inherited from this component. Okay. So what is a render? Render does the rendering of JSX elements. So this is the JSX elements similar, which looks similar to HTML. Okay. So it just basically this method returns this JSX and renders. Okay. So in the final stage, what we call render, which is a part of React DOM. So if you interact with the DOM element, so you have to call the render, and inside the render you have to pass the component which you have created, and the place where you want to put this app. Okay, so we have basically an ID root here. We have already told that it is a single page application, so you have only one single HTML index.html, and here you will have to replace all the components here only. Okay, so you will place the parent component, the topmost parent component here, and rest all the components will be imported as a append child. Okay, so this is the basic app in online version. Now you can see for our offline version, we have already completed. Okay, so you can see npm starts the development server. This is the command npm run build. It will bundles the app into the static files product for production. Okay, when you want to deploy this application, you just run this command build. You will get a folder called dist, and inside that you will get all the files for deployment that will contain only the JS and HTML, CSS only. Okay. Now npm test, if you want to write some test cases, then this is for that. Npm run eject. Okay. Removes this tool, copies build dependencies. Okay. So now it's tells that change the directory to demo and do the npm start. Happy hacking. Okay. Now we close this one because we have already opened with VS Code. Okay, so you can see all the files have arrived here. So you can see that if you see that the architecture, there is the node modules. Okay, this is the public things. There is source folder. There is git ignore. If you have git here, if you are using the git, GitHub or git Bitbucket or GitLab, you will have to put this git ignore so that you can ignore the node modules, package log, or environment files like that. Okay, and the main thing is package.json. So we will discuss the package.json one by one, whatever the things here written here. Okay, so you can say it is a complete JSON only. Okay, so that's why the file name is called package.json. So this is the name. You can give anything name to this basic app. Whatever the application is for, you can give them a name. And this is the version. You can maintain the versioning of your release, application release. Now this is the private. That means if you have a git there or something, so that will be no in the private repository. Okay. Now we have dependencies. Dependencies is that you will what the packages you will need. Okay, when the application is on deployment mode. Okay, on production mode. Okay, so the packages or the dependencies without which your application will not run will be written here. So it is maintained by the npm or yarn. Okay, so right now we are using the npm. So this is one of the package, this is another, this is another. Okay, we are using the react dom, react scripts, web vitals. Okay, and this is the version of their versions. So you can manage this. If you want to install something, you can have to just open the terminal of this VS Code by right clicking, by clicking on this terminal as well. Okay, okay. So in the terminal, what you can see, if you want to add some dependency, you have to simply run the command npm I and whatever the package name you can have to print here. Okay. Now, now we will go for the one. Second group is there, that is called scripts. So scripts is the thing. This is the commands. Okay, which you will have to run. Okay, run script, debug script. You can easily click with here, and this will start executing. Okay, so there are four types. First is for when you are in development mode. So you will use this start. When you have to deploy this, you will have to build this. When you have to test this code, you will use this, and this is the eject one. Okay, so react script is the this one. If you install this react scripts, then only you will get this command. Okay, now the third group is Eslint Config. Okay, this is not a mandatory for React, but yes, we have made it mandatory so that there will no any errors when you compile your project, or you, or if there are multiple developers are there working on the same project, so you can easily maintain the warnings. Okay, and warnings and warnings, and you can say the naming config naming. Okay, so with the help of this configuration, we can maintain the ESLint config. Okay, so the next one is browser list for production. This is automatically generated. You don't have to need to change this one. Okay, and last one is the development. So this is for development browser list, and this is for production. You don't need have to change here right now. Okay, as a basic, you have to only focus on this two. And the third one, which is not here, which is will be dev dependencies. This is the dependencies, and you will also require some dev dependencies. Dev dependencies will be the group which will contain the similar things, but the things that will be used only the time for development, not in the for the production mode. Okay, so for that we use the dev dependencies. So if you require something that in your project that is used only for at the time of development, and it is not really required at the time of deployment, so that you can use dev dependencies. Okay, so now we will go for the source folder. So you can see that whatever the things inside the source. So we have app that is called the main page after the index.html, which is will you will get in the inside the public. So in public you have only one HTML page, that is single page application. That's why it's called single page. And this is the robot.txt manifestation logo that is required for app icon or something. Robot text is for crawling by Google. Okay, favicon icon is used, also used. Okay, so this is created when you build your application, then you will have your files here. Okay, for deployment. Okay, so in source you will have test file here. Okay, So you can use suggest to test your React. Okay, this is the report web vitals. This will be automatically generated. You at the beginning you don't have to bother this about things. Okay. So now the first one is the index.js. So we are using here the only the JavaScript version, not TypeScript. So that's why we don't need any dev dependencies as well, because if you will use the TypeScript file, then the file name extension will be the .ts. Okay. So the TypeScript will be only used at the time of development. When you build it, it will convert it into JavaScript. So TypeScript will be the part of dev dependencies. Okay. So in the index.js, you can see we have the app.js, and the app is exported from there, and we have imported the app from here, and we have rendered this inside the root. Okay, so react.m create root element and root.render we have here in the strict mode. Okay, so this is the app. So this is a basic one. Okay, now when try to run this, okay, on the browser. So for that we will open the terminal. Okay, and okay, so your command will be, we have to close it first. Okay, so we will have the command npm and start. What is the start? Start will be defined in the package.json. It will search for the start here, and start will have their commands written here. Okay, so you will call, it will call npm start. Okay, so this start will call react scripts start here. Okay, you can see it here. So it has automatically called this. Okay, so it is just first time building the application for development. Okay, by default 3000 port will be up for React application. Okay, so you can see in the browser it has automatically opened the 3000 port and it is still loading. In the other tab we have the online version of hello hello application. Okay, so this is the basic of stack bits. In the second one we are just opening the offline version of React application with the help of create React app. So it will take some time at first time. Later on, any changes it will compile very fast. Okay. So you can see also what are the, if there any log will be there, then you can easily get your, if there will be any error, you will get the logs here in the terminal. Okay. So it is still on the, yes, now it's changed. So you can see that on local, this is the your URL, and this is the public URL. You can easily open with your mobile or other device on same time, so that you can test on mobile as well parallelly. Okay, so if you will check on browser, see the application has loaded. Okay, this is the default page. Okay, edit source or app.js and save and reload, so that you will get any changes. Okay, so we do that. This is the basic app application, and If you will change anything here in React, let's suppose I have put the React.js here and you have pressed the save Control S. Okay, so if you will go there, it will recompile that one. Okay, and you will get the React.js here if you will reload this, or it will be automatically reload. Okay, because if you see the terminal, it is still in compiling. So just wait for that to reload. Okay, so compiled successfully. So you will see that the JS is here. Okay, so the change is here. So this is the basic setup and environment setup, complete project setup, initial project setup. Okay, so I hope you have got the understand of basic React app setup, and with offline as well as online with the help of VS Code and stack builds. Okay, thanks for watching this session. Next session we will start with some next topic. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, thanks for watching.